And we're back. Once again, welcome to another episode of Successful Marketing, Sales, and Relationships for Small Business Owners and Entrepreneurs, where we help you create a beautiful, wonderful business so you could even have a more beautiful and wonderful life. I am your host, Sadon Long. Well, welcome to 2024. This is our second episode of 2024, and I just want to thank you for tuning in first and foremost. So, with that being said, today what we are talking about is how to use flyers and social media posts more effectively. Because obviously you have to drive business to your website, you have to drive business to your event, you have to drive business to your store. So, one of the main ways traditionally that we've done that is by passing out flyers. Okay. And what we both know, you and I, me and you, us, is that when you're passing out those flyers, the majority of the time you see them blowing down the street. The majority of the time you see them in the trash. The majority of the time they do not bring you back a return on your investment. What do I mean? I mean that you spend money, however much you ever spent, 50, 100, 200 or more on thousands of flyers, and you couldn't track back to your door whether or not it brought you any sales or not. First thing off the top, if you ever put out flyers, make sure that you put the coupon in the flyer so that the people have to bring the coupon back to the store. That is just a one-on-one that every time you do it, make sure that you're telling people, hey, you got to bring this back to get the deal. That way you know whether or not your flyers are working. But I digress. But back to the point that I'm making, that the majority of the time they don't work. Okay? And right now, it is important that you make them work. Same thing with your social media posts. You're posting, you're going live, you're doing all these different things trying to get sales. Why? Because if you don't get any money coming in your door, you and I both know it's going to be hard to keep those doors open. You and I both know that the people you love, people you take care of, people you cover, people that are praying for you and you praying for them, need you to be financially supportive of the family. Need you to be financially supportive of the group. Let me break that down, make it simple. There's got to be a kid that needs some shoes, that needs some braces, that needs and wants something that you can't tell no because that's your child, your grandchild. You can't tell them no. So you got to have that money. Same thing if you got a sick parent or an older parent who's on a fixed income. You're the battery that keeps this family running. So we got to make this stuff work, because as I always say, I work with grown folks. So again, now let's get to it. Okay, there's two things that we need to pay attention to when we start talking about having a flyer. Okay, and there's the two things is whether we're announcing or whether we're offering. Okay, what do I mean? Most of the time, the majority of people make announcements. You know, and the reason people who are successful is because they make offers. Okay. Unsuccessful people who are struggling, people who are forcing, trying, pushing, trying to get people in the door, they make announcements. People who open up the doors and people come running in, they make offers. Okay. Here's what I mean. An announcement is we are having. Okay. So when you say we are having something, the first thing the other person says is, so who cares? Why is that important to me? Why does that matter? Oh, you're having something. Whoop-de-doo. Okay. Now, to you, it's exciting. I'm having my first women's conference. It's exciting. To you, I'm finally getting to follow my dream, finally getting to open my boutique. To them, not so much. Why? Because as I always say, your vision, your victory. Okay. So this is your vision. Announcements are about you. Announcements are we're having a baby, we're getting married. That is important to you. We just bought a new house. That is important to you. It is not important to everybody else. Okay. So when you make an announcement saying, hey, we're having a sale, hey, we just opened up, hey, we're having a grand opening, there has to be a reason for other people to care. Because If you step back from this emotionally for a second, just step back from it, take your emotions out of it. How many people are opening stuff every single week? How many people are having stuff every single month? How many people have restaurants and bars and events that they're trying to promote to the same person you are? How many? You know, 10, 15, 20? Okay. So if you got 20 people all trying to get you to buy Girl Scout cookies, to buy cookie dough, to come to their women's empowerment event, to come to their bar, to come to their stepper set, to come to their day party, at some point somebody's going to get left out because economically we don't have enough money to do all of them. You know, and if we had enough money, we still wouldn't have enough time to try to go to the day party, the stepper set, the baby shower. So again, people are going to make things a priority. And when people start making their priorities, they're going to put themselves first. Okay. They're going to put things that matter to them first. They're going to put things that help them first. And then the other things are going to fall in behind that. Okay. So how does what you do become a priority? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Because you having a night out that you're excited about does not make the other person excited. Because most of the time, what you see from the other person is, I got to spend some money. I got to get dressed. I got to spend some money on gas, on parking. And I got to pay for a meal. And what you see in those situations is that the only time people show up is when it's free or they think it's going to be free in those particular cases, which is why when you have these birthday dinners, and I'm digressing, I know, but which is why when you have these birthday dinners, there's such a problem when the bill comes. Because the people didn't come to spend time with you. The people didn't come to enjoy the company. The people didn't come because it was an exciting thing that was a priority on their list. They came because it was free. You know, they thought that Bay was going to pay for their meal. They thought that your Bay was going to pay for their meal. They thought that your uncle, your cousin, your son was going to pay for the meal. So I'll get dressed. I'll come out. I'll pay for parking. I'll pay for gas because I know I ain't got to pay for meals and drinks. Okay. So now, unless you're giving it away, it's going to be real hard to get people to come out. And the thing with giving it away is, if you got to give it away, how much is it really worth? If you got to give it away, how much is it really worth? Okay. What did Grandma say? Grandma said, "Hey, why is he gonna buy the cow if you keep giving him the milk for free?" Again, if you have something that people won't buy, how are you going to make a living? How are you going to cover those people that you pray for and that pray for you? How are you going to cover those kids that you can't tell no to? How are you going to stand in and step in the gap for your mom, your dad who gets sick or needs this additional money because they have a fixed income and maybe they need to get their car fixed? What are you going to do in those situations? What are you going to do if you don't have any money? You know, that's why the majority of entrepreneurs who fail, they go back to work. Why? Because life continues to go on even though your business closed. So now let's talk about what the successful people do. The successful people create offers. Announcements are about you. Offers are about the customer. Offers are about the person that you are trying to get to give you money. You know, the offer is what I'm going to do in exchange for your time, attention, and money. And you only have about 3 seconds to get that out before somebody moves on to the next post, before somebody looks at your fly and throws it away, before somebody moves around to something else. So if you're not hooking them with something that they see as a priority, then you're going to get ignored. Not because I said it, just simply because if you're trying to get somebody to turn on a television show that they don't want to watch, they're probably not going to watch it. You know, you're probably not going to be able to sell a steak to a vegan. So this isn't me saying, "Oh wow, you're gonna fail." That's not me at all. This me is saying consider the circumstances and the context around which you're trying to get someone to come to your event, and ask yourself, why would they? What is the outcome that they're getting in return for this money that I'm asking them to give me? Am I asking them to do it on the love and just make a donation because they like me? Or am I asking them to do something that is in their best interest that I happen to be able to give them in exchange for money? Because remember what we talked about the idea that you are going to offer them something. The successful business owners offer them something. An offer is help, relief, a way to get them where they're trying to go, to get them what they need. So that is what an offer is. You know, an offer is somebody, let me break it down and make it real simple. An offer is help, relief, solution to get a person closer to whatever their ideal weight, lifestyle, mental state, physical state, whatever it is a way. It is a bridge that gets the person to where they want to go. It takes them over the troubled water. It takes them over the struggle, and allows them to get where they're trying to go. And if you're really good at it, you can say that, hey, we do it faster, easier, and simpler. So now let's talk about these flyers. Okay, the majority of flyers, we talk about, hey, we having an event. Really what you're trying to get to instead of that, or what you would hope to get to instead of that, what you can get to instead of that, is you can get to a point where you say, hey, finally there's an opportunity for you to get. You can get, you can have. See, the reason you want to do that is because that's what's going to be a priority to them. Finally there's an opportunity for you to learn, how to post online and actually turn it into customers. Versus I'm having a marketing event. See the difference? So here's where you start. First of all, you start with whatever the ideal outcome that you're trying to create is. Okay. So if your customers are looking for a night out, okay, cool. Finally, there's a night out available, and that's where the target market and all those things come into play, which is words you probably heard before. But finally, there's an opportunity for you to have a night out. So finally, opportunity for you to have a night out because they want a night out. Now you start looking at all of the issues around having a night out. Finally, there's an opportunity for you to have a night out without worrying about, because that's going to be the thing that they struggle with. I want to go out, but most of these places, man, I'm worried about getting shot. Okay, so finally, there's an opportunity for you to have a night out without worrying about getting shot. Okay, I want to go out, but I don't want to get dressed up. Okay, finally, there's an opportunity for you to have a night out without getting dressed up. So now there's an opportunity to get the night out that they want, and you're taking away all of the things that are going to keep them from coming. Finally, there's an opportunity for you to lose weight without having to work out. So now we know they want to lose weight. We know they want to have a night out, whatever it is. We know that that's the outcome that they want. And now we're offering them an opportunity to get what they want. And then the things that are keeping them from getting from what they want, we're offering to take those things away. Finally, there's an opportunity for you to make money online without having to boost ads. Finally, there's an opportunity for you to get sales, even if you're not a good salesperson. Finally, there's an opportunity for you to become your own business using your name, image, and likeness without having to spend thousands of dollars to do it. Offer. That's much different than an event. Now, if you're having a woman's empowerment event, for example, because I see a lot of, people having these conferences and events, you know, and I know a lot of, people who believe in God and have, church events watch, what I do. So again, if you're having a woman's empowerment event, finally there's an opportunity for you to get the mental clarity that you need to be the most successful parent you could possibly be. Finally there's an opportunity to get the tools you need to overcome past hurts and traumas. Finally, there's an opportunity for you to get the information that you need in order to become wife worthy, husband worthy. So you take the thing that you know that they want and you lead with that. We're not having a conference. We're all getting together and we're going to help you get the thing that you want. The conference is just the building. But the reason you're here is because we're offering you healing. We're offering you a way to get where you're trying to go. Finally, we're going to give you an opportunity to lay down your physical and mental burdens, and in exchange, we need $75. So that is how it works. You're got to be offering something, and the better you get at making your offer, the easier it is to then sell tickets. Because now, when the people that you're offering it to are people